Hello, 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 hello. How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? Now we get to play my favorite game. Where did I put that tool? I gotta cut something. And I'm gonna need my hacksaw. And I don't know where I put my hacksaw. Where did I put my hacksaw? Oh, it's gonna be fun. How's everyone doing today? It is, oh my God, what is today? Tuesday? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Hello, governor. Put another shrimp on the barbie. How did I lose my hacksaw? It was like right here. Oh, this is annoying. Anyways, we might just use a chop saw for that. We might just use a chop saw. Hello from Germany. Guten Abend. Guten Abend, mein, I don't, what is friend in German? What is friend in German? All the Germans are always so nice to say hello. And I know Guten Abend, but that's about it. I should probably learn some more German. Is German hard to learn? Is it over here? I mean, that's a wood saw. Dang it. Oh, no. No, that's all wood saws. I got like 4 wood saws, but I have no hacksaw. Oh man, that's gonna be annoying. Well, that's gonna be a problem for future Taylor. I don't envy that guy in the least. Dang you, future Taylor, and your inability to plan ahead. Or present Taylor, curse present Taylor. Dang you, present Taylor. You're making life hard for future Taylor. Dang it, I saw it. It's one of those tools that you know where it's at and then you put it somewhere and then you forget where it's at. Get a portable bandsaw. Well, I have a hacksaw. I have 2 hacksaws, but I don't know where I put them. That's the problem. I had them very recently. That's the problem. Because I used it to cut something. And then I took it out of where I normally keep it. And I put it somewhere else. Oh, there it is. That's why I couldn't find it. It fell on the ground. Okay, so today we're gonna do a little, is that purple? Oh, I'm like, what's the purple thing? It's a magnet. What are we doing today? What are we doing today? We're gonna keep working on this. If all goes well, I have our little boning connectors. Hopefully these are the right ones. They are not the right ones, but we'll make it work. We've got our connectors for our cables and everything. I have all this printed. I printed what I think everything is. I wish the files were a little bit more organized for this, because it's kind of like you don't know exactly what you need to print. It'd be nice if like there was like a labeled exploded diagram going, print all this stuff if you're doing this. But we don't have that. So the goal today is figure out where home is. Okay. Today we are ET and we need to figure out where home is, because this is our dock and we need to figure out how much clearance we need for all these cables so that when they dock and undock, we're not hitting the top of the printer. So that's kind of the goal today, is figure out where everything's home is. I have some parts printing now, which should be done in about 20 minutes that we're going to need. But the goal is we're building a printer within a printer. This sounds weird, but we're basically building all the stuff that would normally be part of a normal stealth changer and hanging it lower within an existing printer. So for example, all these docks, they're sitting outside the frame on these extrusions that I can slide up and down. The rear input, output, this is gonna mount to this extrusion, which is gonna mount somewhere in the back, right? And then we'll have this mounted below it, and there's like a whole bunch of stuff here, and I don't know how any of this goes together, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Worst case scenario, it just doesn't work. And actually, this might not work. How is this supposed to work? Seriously, how is that supposed to work? That doesn't go on that. How are you supposed to... They don't line up. They don't line up. Anyways, I don't know. We'll make it work. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll make it work. And then that's kind of the goal. This is the last regular stream before Rocky Mountain, so we're probably going to do some yapping about that as well. And also, happy embargo day. I am sad to announce after breaking embargo, because, you know, what's a Bambu launch without somebody breaking embargo? Unfortunately, Best Buy, because they leaked the deets on the X2D at like 7 a.m. this morning, Best Buy unfortunately has been banned from the Bambu affiliate program. So if you were looking to support Best Buy as your favorite content creator and purchase a Bambu through them, Best Buy has been canceled and removed from the Bambu affiliate program for linking and breaking embargo on the X2D with their I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. But yeah, Best Buy broke the deets early this morning, and now it's like 10 o'clock, so it's like official. So yeah, Bambu's come out with their X2D, and you want my opinions? That's a stupid, crazy price for a printer. That is a stupid, crazy price for a printer. So it's $9.50 Canadian for just the printer. Here, let me put in Yankee Doodle dollars for the Americans in the audience, because most people know more American currency than Canadian. So yeah, $6.50. Yeah, that is crazy. So I skimmed through some reviews this morning. I did skim through some reviews this morning. The consensus is the auxiliary tool head is very much an auxiliary tool head. There's no jam detection. There's no filament feed detection. I don't even know if there's a runout sensor on it, but there's no jam detection. And it is Bowden. So you're not going to get the same print quality, because this is Bambu's first Bowden, so they probably don't have tuned profiles as good for Bowden feed as direct feed. There's a reason direct feed is more popular nowadays. It is better. It is better. I don't care what anyone says. Direct feed is better than Bowden in every case except for weight, and we can make up for weight by building better printers and running Input Shaper. So the auxiliary toolhead seems to, I skimmed through Stefan's video. It's like, it's for secondary material. It's for support material. It's for an additional color. It apparently doesn't, that toolhead doesn't print as good quality as the main direct feed toolhead. So it is an auxiliary toolhead. But I mean, for $100 more versus the P1, it has an active chamber heater. Can we get rid of the term active chamber heater? Your printer already has an active chamber heater. It's called the frickin' bed. It has a hot chamber, 65C. The chamber can get to 65C. Guess what? The chamber on my Vorons can get to 65C without a additional chamber heater. So that just tells me the Bambu enclosure sucks. They have to put a chamber in it, heater in it to get it to a normal warm temperature. But don't care about active. All I care about is temperature. How hot can the chamber get? I don't care if you got a chamber heater or not. 65C is a hot chamber. That's good. But they need an additional chamber heater to do it. You also, I do believe you lose about 20 millimeters on the X, if I remember correctly, because obviously both tool heads are on, or both hot ends are on the same tool head. So there's obviously a little bit that the one can't reach on the other side of the bed and vice versa. So unless you absolutely need the full 256 millimeters on the X, I don't think that's a big deal. It's a P2S with extra hot end. Basically, I mean, where's the P2S? I mean, it's kind of funny how the P2S looks more like the original X1C. So, but yeah, it's $549 for the P2S, and then $100 more, you get dual hot ends. You get, is that basically it? And the active chamber heater so that the chamber can actually get up to 65C. Hot ends are limited to 300. Bambu is Mac. Bambu works like Apple. If you want to print if you want to print PPS, you got to spend the money to get a H series printer, so you can get the hot end that can go a little bit hotter, because it's Bambu. It is what it is. You're not going to be overriding. You're not going to be buying an H2 hot end, printing a mount adapter, plugging in this, and overriding the firmware. It is a Bambu. You get what you get. They give you. So if you're looking to print PPS and other Gucci materials, and you were just kind of hoping for a smaller H series in the X series, the H2, you're going to be disappointed. Okay, you're going to be disappointed. Left gets full X and right loses 20. Okay, so it depends on what you're printing. So yeah, so Bambu really tiers their ecosystem. They love tiering their ecosystem, making you want to go up one step. But let's be honest, for $650, that's a lot of 3D printer for $650. Let's see, what is a Core 1 kit right now? USD, 3D printers. So yeah, a Core 1 Plus kit is $1,000. It's $1,000 for a Core 1 Plus kit. Import duties already included, but you still got to pay shipping. Yeah, you can't beat China on pricing. You're just never going to be able to beat them on pricing. You're just not. It is what it is. Same hot end, just firmware. Well, it might as well be on Mars, because it's a Bambu machine. You're not modifying that firmware. It is what it is. It is what it is. I think it's probably going to sell good. It's a Bambu. Of course it's going to sell good. I don't think Bambu's come out with a bad printer yet. I think the H2C is a little very too niche, and also putting a laser in your 3D printer is dumb, in my opinion. But I mean, like, it's Bambu. You know this machine's going to be fine. So they're advertising the auxiliary nozzle to primarily support material. That's kind of what it feels like. It's like if you want to do true two-color, the H2D is probably the better option. This feels like more of an upgraded X1 with like, we got to do something because everyone's going to tool changers. Everyone's going to tool changers. We're Bambu. We don't want no tool changers. So what can we do to try and like bribe people with not getting into tool changers? Let's throw an auxiliary tool head. We got room there. I think we could jam it in, and then we can put we'll put an extruder on the back. It kind of feels like that. Like, let's just shove that in there and we can't make it direct feed. Just put an extruder on the back, make it Bowden. But it won't print as good. It's an auxiliary tool head. It's auxiliary tool head. But still, 650 is crazy. 650 is crazy. I have the H2S for large prints. Yeah, if you need a big, reliable printer, the H2S is probably a good option. The H2D makes a lot of sense if you know you're going to be printing with dissolvable support a lot. So yeah, like these aren't bad printers. Obviously, if you're okay with operating within the Bambu ecosystem, you'll have no problem with it. If you're like me and you're like, don't tell me how to use my tools, I want to use them the way I want to use them, you might have some problems there. Well, let's be honest, it's going to sell like hotcakes. It's going to be a lot of people's first 3D printer. It is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, H2D undercuts the U1 and upcurring Creator 5 by a couple $100. Yeah, but it's only two colors. You're not buying the U1 or the Creator 5, which they did reach out to me about the Creator 5, and I did send them an email, so hopefully they want to send me a Creator 5 FlashForge. So we'll take a look at that. They did reach out to me via email, and I did reply in a timely manner, so hopefully they reply back. But the H2D is not. If you're buying a tool changer, you want a tool changer. If you think the X2D is a good, how do I word this? If you think saving a little bit money with the X2D to get the X2D versus getting a U1 or a Creator 5 or any other $1,000 tool changer, they're different printers. That's like saying, oh, I saved a lot of money buying my, my Subaru Forester, but I really could have used that F-150. It's like, well, if you're going to buy a truck, buy a truck. Don't buy an SUV, right? Like, one's a truck, one's an SUV. One's a tool changer, one's a single nozzle printer, direct feed printer, with an auxiliary tool head kind of literally slapped on the side of it with a Bowden extruder. They're not the same printer. So, yeah, they undercut it, but yeah. But yeah, no, it'll sell like hotcakes. It'll sell like hotcakes. And unfortunately, companies like Prusa, they won't be able to compete because of the pricing. So, let's be honest, I'm Canuck creator and Bambu blacklisted me, so how can I make everything they sound bad? Did you not just miss the part where I say it's an amazing value and it's going to sell like hotcakes and it's probably going to be the first printer for a lot of people? Yes, there are downsides to it, but do you want me to be a Bambu or a shill and never list downsides of any company? Guess what? Prusa printers are expensive and they don't have a camera included that works properly, and the machines are expensive. They are what they are. Every printer has a downside. Give me a printer that I have, I'll tell you downsides about it. Just because I'm critical of Bambu because they were critical of a creator who brought up a safety issue. Oh no. How big is the printer on my left? We don't know what the Z will turn out to be once we get it all finished and done. But on the XY 330 by 330, although we only have a 200 or 300 millimeter bed. So we'll come up with ways to add the MMS to the U1 for those that want more colors. People have already done it. Somebody has already added a VVD, I think, to the U1 because the U1's Clipper. It's Clipper, bro. You do whatever the F you want with Clipper. You want to add shit to it, plug it in via USB, beep beep boop, and off you go. It's Clipper. Clipper's great. So I'm pretty sure somebody already did put an MMS on a U1 to add an additional. So now you have a 4-color tool changer, and one of the colors is one of the tools is an MMS now. So let's get this movable feast underway. If you have not yet, remember, every stream we do give away a spool of Polymaker filament. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance while you're down there, as we will be doing that draw at the end of stream. I'm trying to find the link to this. Andrew Rogers, $10 for the Screw Embargo Day Fund. You know what's surprising? Bambu is giving less and less 3D printer content creators printers. That is one thing I've noticed. There are several creators that I'm legit surprised they didn't get one of these machines. Because Bambu knows, the 3D printer market already knows about Bambu. They don't need to advertise to us anymore. So they only gave it to like a few big creators, I think. Gergman gifted a community membership. Cheers and appreciated. Yeah, you have to, yeah. Shoot, I'm trying to find the link for the backpack stuff for this. Somebody linked it to me and I don't know where they put it. Cable, is this it? Draft shift cable management? Okay, there we go, the fanny pack. I gotta figure out how this fanny pack goes together. Is there documentation? Media images? No? STLs? Oh my god. Okay, well, we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. You put your email as your display name and your poly. Well, if you win, everyone's gonna know your email. Okay. So I got like 10% left on that, and then we got to cut this. So, how big do we have to cut this extrusion? How big do we have to cut this extrusion? How are we going to cut this extrusion? We need to make this extrusion approximately. Let's see. 1 inch. No, 17 inch. Give me thous. Give me thous. None of this. Okay, 17 inch, 750 thou. So, 17, 750. Good year. Good year. Who can tell me what happened in 17, 750? Wait a minute. Whatever. 1750. What happened in 1750? Music Man, good news, lost 9 pounds yesterday. Bad news, worst diet method ever. Did your foot fall off? Did your foot fall off? How do you lose 9 pounds in a day? How do you lose 9 pounds in a day? There we go. Okay. Norovirus. Ooh, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. I've had norovirus. Norovirus sucks. Link to the fanny pack install instructions in Discord. There we go. There we go. Oh, they actually have this. Okay. So we got that. That. Oh, we got to put some heat sets in the bottom there. I did not do that. Oh well. Let's turn the heat set on then. Lost 50 pounds after your heart surgery. Like I've been sick and lost like a bunch of water weight and whatnot. Demons, yeah, norovirus sucks. When I came back from the first Smurf, I got COVID and norovirus, and I was just right effed for an entire week. For an entire week, I was just gone. There was nothing. It was a complete disaster for an entire week. So, you know who I feel sorry for right now? Anyone who bought a P2S in the last little bit, for the $100 price difference between the P1S or the P2S and the H2D, I feel sorry for anyone who's recently bought a P2S. That's who I feel sorry for right now. Is anyone who bought a P2S? It's just, yeah. Like, that's just insane. Coworker got a P2S about a month ago. Yeah, like here's the thing. If you're only printing single nozzle stuff, like, let's be honest, unless you absolutely need that 65C chamber and you need to print with like, it's kind of weird because here's the thing. If you're using the AMS only works with the one tool head. Okay, you can't use the AMS with the, I don't know if you can. I wouldn't either way. So it's like the AMS would only work with the one hot end, okay? Because there'd be really no point in having the AMS also hooked up to the Bowden one. Oh my god, now that I'm thinking about it, who needs... The X2D, I think, makes more sense if you don't plan on getting the AMS. The P2S makes more sense if you get it with the AMS. The H2D makes more sense if you get it without the AMS, I think. Because in terms of like, if you're getting it with the AMS, you already have all the multicolor you need there. I don't know what the P2S chamber gets up to, but it's in the 50s, I believe. Whereas 65. So, huh. It is, they are really Applifying everything, where it's like a lot of products that are almost as good as the next one up the tier, but have a little bit of a downside where it's like, is it worth going up the tier? It feels very much like it feels very much like an entry-level MacBook Air right now, when you have the Neo and then you have the MacBook Pros. It'll work nicely for support. Yeah, it's like you can get the X2D with the AMS just for, yeah, like that's the only thing. Unless you know you're gonna be printing, like here's the thing though, even material switching, you could do like PLA with PETG supports with the existing. You're just gonna have to purge a lot. And you can't really do a lot of like flexibles on the Bowden or anything like that. It is, yeah, if you're just printing PLA and PETG flexi crap and landfill prints, right? Like, let's be honest, that's probably what the vast majority of Bambu users are doing. They're printing PLA and PETG meme prints. The P2S with AMS, I still think is a better option than an X2D, I think. Like the only place it makes a bit more sense is if you only plan on printing one color with support material, or dual material only, like PLA with PETG support, or ABS with HIP support. Like, I'm just spitballing here. Like, yeah, it's gonna print good. We know it prints good. Every printer nowadays prints good. So print quality is nothing to really care about anymore. It's an enclosed printer. Half the printers on the market are enclosed now. It's got an MMS system. Pretty much every printer now has the option to use an MMS system. Either it comes with the company, or you're running a clipper machine, you can throw a Bambu VVD or a BQ VVD on it. Yeah, either the P2S has to go down in price. The P2S has to go down in price. For the X2D to shine more, the P2S has to go down in price. Because it's such a weird... It's $100 more for a 65-degree chamber and an aux nozzle. That's basically it. And that aux nozzle misses one side of the bed. So if you're printing with it and you need both of them for the entire print, you have 20 millimeters less of X. So multicolor prints will still only have one primary color. Not always. Not all multicolor prints have one primary color. Like, you know, I keep Bender here as my good example of the downsides of multicolor. There is silver and purple pretty much equally throughout this entire print up to there. And then you have other colors in there as well. So that is, yeah. I gotta wait for this to cool. What are the odds the P1S still exists? I think the only P1Ss still out there are unsold ones. I know Bambu was cranking out a couple thousand printers a day for a while there. So I'm assuming they're not building P1Ss anymore. I'm assuming all that's out there is just inventory. Like, they've probably moved over to the... Oh, it's funny, you go on the Bambu subreddit, and it's like somebody will post like, I got into 3D printing a month ago, and then you look and they got like all the H-series printers and a P2S with the AMS, and it's like, what are you using that for? It's like, Facebook, I'm trying to sell stuff on Facebook. He's like, okay, good luck. You and everyone else. Okay, so this is supposed to slide onto here. And then we can use this as a jig. Do you want to go on? Why don't you want to go on? Might be too hot. P2S because easier nozzle swap made P1S feel old. I mean, but here's the thing, like, how often are you swapping nozzles? I'll be honest, I don't do it often. I build the printer kind of for the nozzle I plan on using. I don't really swap nozzles that often. I don't really swap nozzles that often. It's not something I'm doing regularly. Okay, so we gotta put this in here. Slide that on. You know what? Wow, that is really tight. I mean, I guess you want the jig to be a little tight, but not that tight. There we go. Okay, so. P2S, Bambu uses a type of people. Yeah, it's very much, I love when people compare Prusa to Apple, when, let's be honest, it is Bambu. Bambu is the Apple of 3D printing right now. It is extremely obvious that they went that route. where did I put that notch? There it is. Okay. So I do like a lot of cardboard keyboard building. 0.2 is ideal for keycaps, but takes forever on an enclosure. I have to swap a good bit. I mean, there is very few, I will say this, there are very few bad printers on the market. There are very few bad printers on the market. But what there are a lot of printers that don't make sense when other printers of various types or prices exist. Okay, so yes, there are no bad printers on the market. There are printers that, okay, actually, there probably are some bad printers on the market. Let's be honest. There probably are some bad printers on the market, but there are very few printers, or I'm like talking in circles here. There are very few bad printers on the market, but there are a lot of printers that don't make sense to buy when certain other printers exist or at their existing price point. Okay, so for example, you know, the Creality printers, the K series printers, the prices for the Creality K series printers don't quite make a lot of sense when you can buy a Bambu printer, which is going to be a, let's be honest, a better overall experience for either similar or lesser cost, even if it's a little bit more, right? Like that is kind of the curse of Bambu, is they are such a dominant force in the market right now in terms of like what you're getting for the price kind of thing, that it's very hard to justify. I don't know where that notch I made was. It's very hard to justify spending, you know, X amount on another company's printer when you know, it's a Creality. You're gonna have some service issues, it's gonna be quality control issues. So yeah, you might save 50 bucks getting a Creality K2 whatever versus a P2, but you know their MMS system's a little bit jankier. You know their quality control ain't right there. Like at least the Prusa printers, you know, say what you will, at least the Prusa printers have their own kind of identity. At least the Prusa printers, you know, they are way more user repairable. They are way more easier to mod and tweak and tune and update and adjust. Like the fact that, you know, the Core 1 Plus came out and Prusa went, here's the parts you can print to turn your Core 1 into a Core 1 Plus. Just print them. You don't need to buy anything from us, just print them. Seal some screws out of something else. But like, it's, there we go, that'll do. Okay, let's start cutting. Let's start cutting. Bambu, Ryobi, Prusa equal Festool. What is Festool? Change the pot. It looks like SnapMaker U1 might support different nozzle sizes on each tool head on a print. Needs to be confirmed. That should be a thing. I believe Clipper does support that. So I don't see why they wouldn't have that as an ability. I do believe Clipper supports that. So I don't see why they wouldn't have that already. So, yeah. Who's excited for Rocky Mountain? Put a 1 in chat if you're excited for Rocky Mountain. I'm excited for Rocky Mountain. Orca doesn't. Is Orca doesn't support it? I thought Prusa Slicer. I thought one of these supported them. I'm pretty sure somebody supported it. Okay, so let's just double check my dimensions here. Okay, so let's cut this. I'm going to put a long screw in here just to ensure that we don't lose this position. Wish I was making it to Murmur maybe next year. Ah. some screws in here so we don't have our jig move on us while we're print. By the way, you want to know what's funny? You want to know what's absolutely funny? I want to turn the air conditioner on out here. It is currently in the garage. It is currently overhead camera off. I'll turn overhead camera on. It is currently almost 25 degrees Celsius in the garage. And the humidity's creeping up, so all my filament's getting wet, so I gotta start drying it again. So it is getting chilly again, or it's getting warm again. There's no memory card. I know there's no memory card. You don't need a memory card, it's not recording. Okay, so hopefully we are good. Also, if you're ever going to cut something, make sure you clamp it down. It makes it so much easier. Oh, also, if Starship Booster, whatever, 19, if they go to do a static fire today while I'm streaming, let me know. I want to watch it. I know. Trying to keep all the metal dust on this napkin. Should have taped it down. What about using a miter saw? That would require me setting up my miter saw. There we go. That would require me setting up my miter saw, which isn't set up right now, and also having a, that's not bad. That's not bad. Donate now to get Taylor a miter saw. I mean, I have a, like a chop saw, like a, is that, yeah, that's a miter saw, right? That's a miter saw. Miter saw. I have a miter saw. Yeah, I have a miter saw. It's like a cheap one, but I have one. Although it doesn't have a metal blade. I've used it to cut extrusions before, but it's not a metal blade, and it doesn't quite like doing it. I cut these ones with it. These extrusions I cut with it. There we go. There we go. Easy peasy, lemony squeezy. Also, I recorded a video. I'll put it out on the channel tomorrow. I'll edit it after the stream ends today, because I recorded this video 5 times. I recorded this video 5 times. And then last night, if you're on the Discord, you know, I finally was happy with what I recorded, and I went to import my footage, and it was completely out of focus. Because at some point, I accidentally turned on manual focus instead of autofocus. because the camera faces me, so I have to like reach behind it to push the buttons, and I accidentally turned on manual focus and didn't realize. So I re-recorded it for the 5th time this morning. And honestly, I don't know if it's the best take. I'll see what happens, because it's a type of video where it's mostly yapping. It's a mostly yapping video, but I want to get people's thoughts and opinions on a topic type video. So the comments are going to be fun. I know that. But I went into it unscripted because I can't script a video to save my life. So it's gonna be interesting. It'll be interesting. It's about kits. It's about 3D print. It's about DIY printers, essentially. It's about the death of DIY printers. So. Okay, so the question is, does this fit? Does this fit? Like a glove? Okay, maybe about a 1/3 of a millimeter of float. But that's okay, because we have this. Scheduled for noon? Okay. Yeah, it takes about half an hour for them to tank up Starship. And it looks like they are pretty quick at getting it from tanked up to firing. So okay, so this gotta go this way and this goes that way. Okay. So we'll see. I'll edit the video. It's mostly a talking head video, so I'll put some B-roll over it while I'm talking. Well, that'll be tomorrow's video, and then I'm hoping to finish up a video for this weekend involving Raspberry Pis. How much Pi do you need? And what are some good alternatives for Raspberry Pis? Because I know Pi prices went up again. Do you really need to buy that 8 gig Raspberry Pi 5 to run your 3D printer? And how else can we save some money instead of just buying Pis? Because let's be honest, the moment you start building a lot of 3D printers, that's a lot of Pis, and the price gets expensive quick. So, okay, so I need some T-nuts. There's a magnet somewhere. Oh, that's what that is. Okay. There's like a random magnet stuck to this shelf, and every time I walked near it, it would catch my zipper, and it would just kind of, and I'd be like, what the heck was going on there? Don't tell me what to do. I'm saving to build a 2.4. Well, if you're building a kit, it's going to come with everything you need. So that's the easiest answer. If you're buying a kit, just use what comes with the kit. That's the easiest answer. But it's going to be like the moment you are building the moment you're like, hey, I want to build a print farm of printers running Clipper. How can we save some money? Well, there are ways. Wait, how am I supposed to use T-nuts for these? Oh, these are stupid. I gotta cut this. Who designed this? Who designed this? There we go. I want to build a Doom Cube. Ma'am, I want to build a Doom Cube. You can build Doom Cube. We have Doom Cube at home. Use one x86 and run 17 instances of Clipper. Yep. That's basically what the video is going to be. Use an x86 computer, so you can put in a freaking PCI expansion card with all the USB ports and all the controllers. So you have, because that's the biggest problem with daisy chaining multiple controllers. And then also The other trick is screens. Don't put screens on your printers, because if you're building a print farm out of Vorons, right? Say you have a boutique business. You make something that, you know, the thing you're making, it makes sense to use an open source printer and build a frame that fits your use case, right? You're printing keyboard cases. That's always my go-to example. Printing keyboard cases. If you owned a DIY, if you owned a company that made custom keyboard cases, 3D printed keyboard cases, buy a bunch of cheap Voron kits, like mechanical kits, okay? Build printers that are like 450 by 150 by 150 or whatever. I know some people that do PIF that have squat boys. They have their 300 millimeter kits, but they're only like 150 millimeters on the Z or 200 on the Z, because you don't need all that extra Z, and you're going to get a hotter chamber, because the smaller the chamber, the hotter it is, right? So there are very valid reasons to go the DIY route when setting up a print farm for a specific use case. But let's say you have a shelf, you need 4 printers. Well, 4 printers is 4 Raspberry Pis, 4 screens, 4 SD cards or thumb drives or NVMe drives. And if you're using NVMe drives because of reliability reasons, that's 4 hats you need to buy now. Or you use 1 computer with a USB expansion card. Okay, you don't need a video card, right? You can buy a pre-built, use a ThinkPad, use whatever, use like a slim client or whatever, enough USB ports. And then you don't need screens, because you just connect a screen to that printer, which is running a desktop environment, and you just open Firefox and have tabs for each printer. So you have your 4 printers with a screen in the middle with a little keyboard and a mouse, and you just use the web browser, you just use Mainsail to control each printer while you're at it. There you go. And then also on that printer, you can also have a slicer. You can have a full slicer. It's a full computer. You can do full computer shit on it. So it kind of makes sense at that point. No use fluid. You use whatever you want, but you know what I mean, right? Also, you don't need a Pi 5. Every single 3D printer I have is running either a Pi 3 or 4, and you don't need more than like a gig of RAM. Let's be honest. Is anyone here actually run into limitations running a normal Voron with 1 gig of VRAM or 1 gig of RAM on a Pi 4? Like, I don't think I've built or used any printers that have run into issues with a Raspberry Pi. Like even this one. Is there a way? How do you see a Raspberry Pi's specs? Like, I even think this one's like a 2 gig Pi 4 or something. Running ShakeTune. Well, that's the thing. You don't need to run ShakeTune. You don't need to run ShakeTune. Like, I could see on the, yeah, using the more advanced stuff, overheats. Well, overheating is a cooling thing. That's a cooling thing. That's not a, that's a cooling thing. You need more cooling. He needs some milk. Don't have an RPI on my setup, so CM4 with at least 4 gigs. Yeah, but are you maxing out that 4 gigs? Like, what I'm gonna basically say in the video, if you're running just a bog standard Voron V2 and you already have a Pi 3 on hand, a Pi 3B+, you might as well use it. If you're gonna buy a Pi, get a Pi 4, 1 or 2 gig. 2 gig if you want a little bit of overhead, if you plan on running some of the fancier stuff like ShakeTune or better cameras or whatever. But let's be honest, very, 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 very few people will benefit from running a Pi 5 in a 3D printer. Like very, very, very few people will benefit from running a Raspberry Pi 5 in a 3D printer. It's almost like not even needed. Let's be honest. Problem with Pi 3 micro USB. Yeah, that's one of the problems with the Pi 3 is the USB power delivery. That's why it's kind of like, if you already have a Pi 3, you might as well use it kind of thing, because you can make it work, right? But if you're going to go out and buy a Pi at this point, you might as well buy a Pi 4. I don't think the Pi 4 is USB-C for power delivery, but you're going to probably be plugging it into a thing anyways. There we go. There we go. If you want to run a camera, Pi 5 is arguably worse because it lacks the hardware video codec the Pi 4 does. Really? I don't have a Pi 5. I have never put my hands on a Raspberry Pi 5. I've yet to put my hands on a Raspberry Pi 5. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm using printed brackets to hold this in place for now, so that I can easily figure out where we need to actually put it at position-wise. And then once I figure out where it needs to go, I'll blind join it. I'll drill some holes and we'll blind join it. But for now, these this is good enough for a temporary hold. And by temporary, I mean we're probably not going to change it. It's probably going to be stuck with this setup for a while. Because again, if you're wondering why this build series is taking so long, it's because we're doing everything kind of custom. Everything on this is kind of a DIY kind of custom setup. So we're having to do a little faffing about to make it all work. Yeah, so the plan for the video, because this is the part I have to record still, is basically the actual setup of it. But the idea is I'm going to use a printer I already have and just kind of unplug the Pi and copy the files over. I'm not going to set up a new printer because there's no point, because it's just going to be a temporary setup anyways. But I'm going to show you how to... We did it on a live stream. We did it on a member stream. But I'm going to show you how to install Debian and then install Clipper using chow, set up a number of instances, and then I'll put like Prusa Slicer on the printer. And then I'll have one printer printing while also slicing something just to see what the workload is on an N150, basically, an Intel N150. So, BTT Pi 1, Pi 2. I have a BTT Pi 2 in the Venture XL, and other than the Wi-Fi being a little funky, it works great. It works pretty good, for other than the Wi-Fi being a little funky at times. So. Okay, that's hot. Let's put these heat sets in. Put these heat sets in. So I'm gonna put a heat set here and there. Should have did this before I put this other thing in, but we're too late now, so we're just gonna roll with it. I don't know if that'll work. Shoot, that ain't gonna reach. I gotta do my DIY one. That ain't gonna reach. Gotta let that heat up now. There we go. So we need to put 2 heat sets in. Not gonna bother about those ones. Put the magnets in, install that, install that. Okay. Don't need to worry about that because we're not putting those bucks in. Not bothering with the Wago thing. Put the cover on. Okay. That's the fanny pack. Umbilical plate. There we go. That's the next thing. Okay. CB1s are too weak. People having issues. Yeah, don't get the CB1. Get the CB2. Ah, it's hot. That's hot. Lining up a heat set after you touch it so it's hot is not fun. I'm kind of sad. I saw some pictures this morning of people at Rapid, and I'm like, oh, I wish I was there. I wish I was at Rapid right now. It looks fun. I'm gonna have to cheat. So if you ever have this case where it's like you can't really get the heat set to line up, use a screw to kind of like pull it down so that you're lined up. And that should help you get it started. There we go. Although you're going to run into issues because you're not going to be able to dump as much heat into it because the screw is going to heat sink that heat. And then that screw is going to get hot. Do we know much about the X2D? Yeah, it's out today. Videos are out. The embargo has dropped. So all the YouTubers are doing their battle royale thing, fighting out for the opportunity to be the most viewed video. Hot things are hot. Okay. So we have this built. Put this over here. Okay. Next thing. Put heat sets in this. We're not putting that in. Okay, mine looks different than that. That was hot. So this is what I'm a little worried about, because you're supposed to have this, and then you have this cover plate, but I can't get this cover plate to go over these parts. Like, it doesn't, because these kind of splay out, and I can't get this stupid cover plate to go over it. Like, am I missing something here? Like, turning into a Frenchie. Je suis français. Je suis aussi beaucoup français. I don't know where the screw-in fittings for this are. The kit didn't come with screw-in fittings. So how am I supposed to screw in fittings for this? Am I gonna have to steal some fittings from somewhere? I'm gonna have to steal some fittings from somewhere. Well, let's put these heat sets in. Andy Miller, $20. Cheers and appreciate it. Have a great time at Rocky Mountain. I will. I need to get a ride. Ooh, that's hot. That's really hot. I need to get a ride. If anyone's going to Rocky Mountain, is going to be landing on the Thursday early afternoon and is already carpooling people, and you're part of the community already and whatnot, let me know. I need to sort of ride. I can always rent a car, but I don't want to rent a car because it's pretty easy to get a ride back on the Monday, and I won't be using a vehicle at all weekend. So I'm basically paying to rent a car from Thursday to Monday just to drive it twice. Although apparently there is a shuttle service. There is a shuttle service apparently, but I gotta find it. So that you say this fits over it, okay. Ooh, okay, yeah, that's tight. Tight, tight, tight. But it's in. Okay. One of the parts is meant to be printed in TPU. Ah, well, that's not something I did. We'll have to cut panels and all that later. But for now, this works. There we go. And then don't forget, at the end of stream, we are doing the giveaway of Polymaker filament. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance now. We'll be doing the giveaway at the end of stream. And you're not gonna wanna miss that out. Okay, I think I have the right connectors for this somewhere. Remember? Should have some extras. Where are you? Oh. I have a whole bag of Prusa rivets. That'll be nice at some point. So this kit didn't come with the parts I need. I don't think. Because that's all panels for the Micron. That's all that for that. That is all filament. And then these are the boxes with stealth changer stuff. And none of these have boating connectors. So apparently this kit is supposed to use boating connectors, or like a screw-in connector. And alas, Yorick of Poor, I do not have that. That's all that. That's all that. I don't think I have that. So let me think here. What can I do? What can I use? What can I use? What do I have available for this? There's nothing in there. Let me see. Oh, wait. I think, because I need something that screws into this. I think I need something that screws into that. What I can do, Micron plus LDO. Are there any Voron updates you could share with us? Yeah. The Voron team will be at Rocky Mountain. Or not Micron plus LDO stealth changer kit. The Voron team will be at Rocky Mountain. Will things be announced? We do like to announce stuff at Rocky Mountain. Are there no more pictures? LDO kit. Is that the only kit picture we got? Did everyone just use the same damn pictures? Everyone use the same damn pictures. Damn it. Everyone use the same damn pictures. Okay, I might have fittings for this downstairs. Because I'm pretty sure, because the fittings I was going to use, because the kit didn't come with fittings. And I don't have anything that quite fits in my inventory. So I'm going to run downstairs quick and see what I have to see if I have something that I can kind of jury rig. I might have fittings that I could steal out of another thing, I think. Give me 1 minute. Posted a link to live stream channel concerning the Raspberry Pi. Well, the Pi locator, yeah. Come on, Phoenix. The Phoenix is a fun printer. Okay. I'm gonna yap while I run downstairs. Hopefully you guys can still hear me, because I'm gonna be yapping on my way downstairs to go look at things, to see what I have that I can steal to make this work. Dang it. Those are being used. Shoot, that is not what I wanted to see. Uh-oh. 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 That's not good. What about in here? Nothing in here. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. I mean, I can always just not use... I can just kind of throw it in for now and just kind of eyeball this shit and go later. But unfortunately, I don't have the right fitting. Maybe over here has the right fitting. Those are all being used. Dang it, that kit didn't come with any extras. Shoot. Nope. Nope, nope. Okay. What about... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Were you guys able to hear me while I was down there? Were you able to hear me while I was down there? Haha. We'll just use the ones with the little spring. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. P7. Good old P7s. Because now I need my adjustable. Were you guys able to hear me when I went downstairs? Oh, that's too small. Yes, yes, nice. Good old DJI. As much as you annoy me as a company at times, you make good stuff. It's 32 months already. I know. I know. You know what? As much as it sucks that my YouTube channel is pretty much absolutely dead in terms of growth, we do have a pretty cool community that hangs out here. So... But yeah, the Voron team will be at Rocky Mountain. Steve will be there, Max will be there, Doc will be there, I think. If you want to know what's going to be announced, stuff. I don't know, stuff. That's different than the rest. That is a different one than the rest. That's why this one's different. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, that's why this one was an absolute bitch to get in. The rest screw in by hand, but this one wasn't because this isn't the same one. Can't wait for Index Dude. Me either. Although I might have screwed up all the threads, so we might have to stick with this one, but just realizing this one isn't, this is PG7, but it's on an M12 PG7. This is an M12 PG7. So what are, that's a different boy. So I have a mixed, oh, these are mixed. Okay, I think that makes sense, I think. So I have different styles of PG7. Some are BSPT and some are NPT, I think. Or no, this is just M12. That's why. Okay. That makes sense. That's M12. That's also M12. Interesting. Okay. So somehow I have multiple different types of the exact same thing. Interesting. So you go there. You should just screw right in. Yeah, you just screw right in now. Okay. So M12, 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 M12. So, what are you? What threading are you? You are different. You are like BSBT or NPT or something. Or is this M12? Is that an NPT? Nope. Who knows what makes plug threading different? What's funky about like an MPT threading? If you have a plug that's like MPT compared to like M12 or M10, what makes plumbing plugs different? Other than like thread count. Sam's got it. They're tapered. They are tapered. Okay, so now we have that goes there. So now this has to attach to this now. So now I need M5 T-nuts. So they're supposed to be self-sealing. Are they always self-sealing? Sometimes. But that is the idea with an MPT plug, is that they're tapered. So as you tighten them, they seal. Because you use them for sealing stuff. That's sealing with an S, not sealing with a C. If they were self-sealing, would not need PTFE tape and dope. Well, I know that. Believe me, I know that. But like, you give it enough ooga-doogas, anything's self-sealing, right? Yeah, a brass plug into steel with enough ooga-doogas, and you're only holding back like an oil, you might be okay. Air, probably not. And believe me, I know. I have built my, as a mold maker by trade, I have made enough, I've plumbed enough molds with shitty machining, with crappy tapped holes that are all burned to shit because they used a tap that should have been retired last millennium. So let's see here. Let's center this. So we'll go with 11 centimeters. And then that's 10. So let's go approximately 10.5 centimeters. 10.5. Good. Centered enough. So that is centered enough. So now I'll just kind of let that sit there. We're probably going to have to change positions for a lot of this stuff. Let's actually see. Let's see if this works. I'll be happy. So undo you, undo you. There we go. So that goes there. Okay. So that there. I don't know if this gives us enough height for this to work, but we shall find out. Oh wait, I need to put the grommets on it. Dang it, one of these is different. Are you the different one? You're the different one. One is different. I hate that I have one different one than the rest. It's slightly different. Oh well. It is what it is. If MBT is precision machine, male and female, they are self-sealing, but at mass production. Yeah, like the molds that we built, obviously, like they're machined and whatnot, and there we go. That's that. Okay, so that's that one. Now we'll do number 2. Can you guys see what I'm doing here? Let me turn this so you guys can see what I'm doing. So what we're doing now is we're actually running our plumbing and our wires through this. Let me get rid of this camera. Let's move this camera over here. There we go. We'll do this. We'll do this. There we go. Is this a different one? No, that's about the same. Okay. So you plug into here. Okay. And you go through here. And you go into here. Good, that's tight, good. Okay. Yeah, I wish I had more pictures of, like, I don't have a lot of the mold making stuff on my phones because a lot of what we built was still under like NDAs and shit. Like, put it this way, when we did the freaking, who was it? Chevy. When we did the new, when they did the new Corvette, when they did the mid-engine Corvette, we were building molds for it. And at the time they hadn't announced it yet, and we had the CAD files for it. So like, we had the CAD files obviously for the parts we needed to make the mold, but we also had like a generic CAD for the entire vehicle itself, like not super detailed, like it, you know, but enough to know what the vehicle looked like. And like anyone working on that, we had to sign, like the company's like, yeah, dude, we're under NDA, which by working here, part of your like employee contract is you acknowledge that you're under NDA kind of thing, so that like everyone doesn't always have to sign NDAs. The company overall signs an NDA, and then we signed an NDA with the company kind of thing. And they're like, yeah, if any of this leaks out, we're in shit. So nobody leak anything, like no photos. Balance V gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. It's definitely a nice coffee day today. I am a little disappointed. I had a problem with my Subi on the weekend. I don't know what happened, but I think what happened, I hit the lock button on my fob the same time my wife was like opening the door to get out. Because I thought she'd already got out of the vehicle, but it was the little guy in the back seat. And he like opened and closed the door, so I thought it was like two doors opening. But anyways, I hit the lock button and the stupid actuator that auto locks and unlocks the door like skipped the track or something. So now my passenger side door, I can't lock it or unlock it remotely. Like it still locks, so we're good there. But like I brought it in for service today. I made an appointment on Saturday and they're like, yeah, we're not open on weekends. I was like, shit. So I brought it in and they're like, yeah, we got to order an actuator motor. It's like we could just pop it back on, but we think it's the actuator motor. Something's funky with it because it shouldn't do that. So either it's like, you shouldn't be able to like unlock the door or like one should override the other. They shouldn't both be doing the same force and cause it to fail. Like the motor should sense that the door is being open and not like, should have stall guard kind of thing. So they think that the actuator might be funky, so I gotta wait for a new one to come in. So that kind of sucks. So I have to like wait for a call for them to go, hey, we got the part in, because they didn't have it in stock at the dealership. So I gotta wait for that. And then the problem is though, I'm leaving on Thursday for Rocky Mountain. Won't be back till Monday. So hopefully it gets fixed in time, but that is not the right one. It's too loosey-goosey. But it kind of sucks. I drove all the way to the dealership this morning before the stream. I set an early appointment so that I can get in and out before the stream so I wouldn't be late. And I get there and 10 minutes later, like, yeah, we had to order a part, come back when we call you. And I was like, son of a... So this is why you got to be careful with the cables, because they will pull off if they don't have enough flex. Okay, so that's these. Jeez, that is sketchy. Thing is locked in with magnets, but they will tilt back. Okay, so pull a little bit out just to be safe. So next thing is the tubes of bow. My dad was making those parts for long NDA punishable by firing squad. Oh yeah, yeah. You don't mess around with like those kind of NDAs. Woo! Canadian government suspended the federal fuel tax. Save 10 cents a liter. Heck yeah. I'm trying to undo the zip tie. It's a zip tie. You can't undo a zip tie. I gotta cut it. So it's kind of disappointing. That's the first problem I've had on my Subi since I got it. It's the only problem I've had on the Subi since I got it. So, oh well. Take. Oh no, the little clip. I lost the little clip. Gasoline here in Belgium goes up 30 cents tomorrow. How do you know it's going up 30 cents tomorrow? Or do you live one of those places where they're only allowed to change the price every so often? Like, I know we have a few provinces that have rules like that, where you can only, like, it's like every 2 weeks. God damn it. Nothing broke, eh? No, we're good. Okay, note to self. Be careful with this. Okay. I'm gonna leave these long for now. I wish these had a lock. I wish there was like a locking mechanism for it. That you could like lock them. Wag the dog, where Justin Hoffman's character talks about a job after the wag. Yeah. I remember watching that movie in high school, Wag the Dog. I haven't put the nozzles in yet. So I've specifically haven't put the nozzles in yet because I knew I would be dropping these, and also they sit flat. Like these, the A4, god damn it. I mean, we're getting really good testing of how strong Polymaker's CF08 ABS is and ASA. So if you want a strong, tough filament because you drop your shit like Linus, then get some Polymaker CF08 ABS or ASA. Link in the video description from Polymaker. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Dropping shit so much they call me Tech Tips. Dang it. There we go. You know what? Just to play it safe, I'm gonna zip tie these in place. I don't care. I'm gonna zip tie these in place. I'm tired of these falling out. We're just gonna do a quick little temporary. Please don't fall out anymore. Zip tie. They're not long enough. Zip ties aren't long enough. Yeah, here in Canada, some of the provinces, I think it's New Brunswick, you can only change the price of fuel every like week or 2 weeks or something. It's so annoying that, like, you know, I could see prices going up on delivery. I could see, you know, the fuel tanker shows up and like, hey, yeah, prices have gone up. But like gas, like the fuel is already at the gas station. All expenses to get the fuel from the dead dinosaurs in the ground, you know, they're not dead dinosaurs, to the gas station has already happened. So some Iranians firing a Shaheed at an oil tanker in the Middle East shouldn't affect the price of the gas that's already in the ground at my gas station. But it does. I hate that. I hate that. It is so annoying. Diesel? Oh man, I feel sorry for you. Diesel, oof. Diesel's stupid expensive here. Filled up $3.39. So I'm making it a habit of Wednesdays we go to Costco. I fill up now every time I go to Costco. So every Wednesday I go to Costco, I fill up my tank. Now, in a week I might go through a quarter of a tank. Depends if, you know, what we're doing. I usually go, it's about a third a tank a week for me in my little Subaru. So it's not too bad on gas. It's pretty good on gas. So it's got like I want to say a 45 liter tank. But like, I filled it up when it was at its like, I don't know. It's like a $1.70 this morning for gas. I want to say $1.70 Canadian per liter for gas right now. Windsor. I don't go to the States to fill up. I'm zip tying all these in because we're not going to be taking these off anytime soon, and it's getting really annoying dropping the tool heads, and I don't want anything to break. So we're just kind of throwing zip ties on these to keep them in position, keep them happy while we. So now they won't fall over when we're setting everything up here. There we go. Less stressful. So I'm going to leave these long because I don't know where the final positions of a lot of this stuff will be. So I'm just going to leave everything long for now. My dad reaction to the gas crisis in the 70s had a 500-gallon tank installed in the garage. Somehow it was okay to code back then. Damn. See, the problem with having big fuel tanks like that, it's not the setup, it's if they ever leak, the cleanup is ungodly expensive. Like that's the problem with like people having their own like propane tanks or fuel oil storage tanks on their property, is if they ever leak, God help you, because it is, you know, from watching a couple episodes of Homes on Homes dealing with that shit, how expensive it is, it's insane. Okay. But I think, I'm trying to remember it because I watched a video on it. If I'm remembering correctly, the increase in fuel cost during the 70s that caused like all the fuel rationing and all that shit, percentage-wise, was actually much lower than the fuel cost rise we had now. It has gone up like, what is it, a quarter? Like fuel prices have gone up like 25-50% in some places in like no time. Like that's the big difference, is it happened very quickly for no good reason. That's the problem right now with the fuel prices, is everything just went up crazy quick for no real reason. Well, we know the reason, but like the reason didn't need to happen. Remediation, yep. West Coast diesel here is 260. So the problem with the West Coast is literally the Rocky Mountains. Yes, California has their own emission rules because California was like smog city. So they put more stringent rules on fuel to be a little bit cleaner. So yes, they have to make their own fuel. But the biggest reason fuel's so expensive on the West Coast is because there's no way to get it. You have to import it. There's the Rocky Mountains. So because there's the Rocky Mountains, the Continental Divide and all that, there's no like, yeah, the US has the ability to make oil in Texas and whatnot, but there's no transport lines for fuel over the Continental Divide. So they have to import fuel from ships. And that's where the pricing is. That's the problem with the pricing, is a lot of the fuel on the West Coast is imported because they don't have like delivery lines and all that. So at least that's according to a thing I read. Okay, there we go. So that is all of that. So now I have to attach these guys. So what's the easiest way to attach these guys? Where's my step stool? Step stool, where are you? Aw, step stool. What are you doing hiding in the dishwasher? There you go. So let's see, is there like a slot or something to put this in, or I just zip tie it? I think I just zip tie it. Plus also, don't forget, a lot of the pricing that you're seeing right now with like the price of oil and whatnot, that is speculation price. Because remember, all the oil is in boats that takes time to move. So yes, over the past month, you know, the price of oil has fluctuated a lot, but like the oil has already gotten out. It's when the oil stops showing up at locations to be refined, which is, I think, starting to happen now, or at least by I think that's happening now. that's when we start to run into problems. Because it's like, oh, you know, they're not, no oil's getting out of the Gulf Coast yet. It's like, okay, yeah, we know. But now it's like, okay, now oil's not showing up at refineries. Now oil, you know, the products the refineries make aren't showing up at other manufacturing places. And now it's starting to cascade. That's the problem. So that's kind of the problem. Let's see what people have said on this. So crazy price, bit less space on the X, but it still seems like a lot of bang for the buck. Boat and hot end seems great for PLA petroleum ports. Yeah, feels like once the P1S. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the P1S, once the stock is gone, it's gone. The X2D on the P2S, yeah. Received my P2S 3 weeks ago, feels like I'm being ripped off. It's making me question my choice of vehicles. This is the people I feel sorry for, those that just bought a P2S. Like, don't get me wrong, it's nice to announce something and then it be available immediately. But when you just kind of throw it out there, you could surprise folks who just like, it's like, bro, I just dropped $600 on a P2S yesterday. What the heck? So, yeah, that's what I'm kind of worried about. I mean, I don't got to worry about it because I don't buy Bambu machines, but I know a lot of people do because they're popular. And I kind of feel sorry for those that just bought a P2S and whatnot. I mean, at least the AMSs carry over. There was that period where it's like, hey, we got two different brands of AMS and they don't talk to each other. So you can't use like the A1 Mini. You bought an A1 with the A1, the A series AMS, and it doesn't work with the P series. And I think they can talk to each other now, but that was a really dumb period in my opinion. Let's see here.
They're not going to vent anything. Because they want all of it to go.
I want to see the static fire. Apparently they're going to do a 33 engine static fire, apparently. Okay, so I got a question for those that have built these before. So this is the band that helps supports this so it doesn't go all loopy. Am I supposed to just kind of like slide it in here? Like, where does it go? So if I slide it down there, I'm worried about it like shorting, because it can get down in there and short. How are you supposed to attach this to the tool head? Is there a specific place you're supposed to attach it? Is it recommended on how to attach these? Or do I like put it on this side? I mean, I could put it on this side. There should be a printed part. Where is the printed part? Where is this printed part? There are printed clips designed. Okay, does anyone have a link to them? Let me grab some TPU. Red TPU's downstairs. If anyone has a link to it, can you post it? Let me grab some red TPU. Red TPU, there we go. Okay. Okay, I got some red TPU. Throw it in U. Not in U. Filament, unload filament. So we got some Tapu. This is some Fiberology 40D. Ooh. I'm gonna sneeze. I don't know why I'm seizing so much. I just got the, oh my God. Zip tight or use a cable sleeve. There's a 4 market reserve for what? Oh, yeah, the problem is, yes, every country has like a strategic petroleum reserve. Unfortunately, for the Americans, Grandpa Biden emptied a lot of it to help keep fuel costs down before the last election, to try and like help the Dems. So they used up a lot of it. And the downside with using it up, it kept fuel prices low, but it also used it up. Well, the thing is, when Chief Cheeto got in, instead of refilling it when fuel costs were low, but also that would cause fuel prices to rise because you're buying up market demand, he just left them as they were. So they haven't been refilled. So that kind of sucks if you were hoping to rely on your strategic reserve when you've emptied your strategic reserve and you haven't refilled your strategic reserve. So both sides kind of effed up there. Okay, hopefully this loads pretty good. We are loading flex. Waiting for temperature. I will say the Mark IV is a really good TPU printer. The Mark IV, well, to be fair, the neck extruder itself is really good with TPU. That's solar, dude. I wish solar was much more common. I wish solar was, you know. Apula, what are you sharing? What is this thing? Okay, where's the link? I'm Bill. Bruh. Okay, Apulo, I would make fun of you for liking Pokemon as a mature adult, but bruh. I dig those. I dig those. I mean, to be fair, other than like, okay, they do have the Pokemon on the thing, but other than like the tassel there, other than the badge, you wouldn't know. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm all for fun shit like that. I'm all for fun shit like that. So, okay, so where's this thing? These are the clips. Okay, visit site. What is this dimension? Is this like the diameter of the cable itself? So it's a 6mm cable. So 6mm cable. Well, the cable itself is like, if I squeeze it on the, yeah, it's 5.85mm cable. And I don't think there's 5.85. So 6mm cable with a relief spring. Right? What's the difference between Voron clip spring or Voron relief spring? What's the difference? Oh, that's, yeah, okay. So that one. So download that. But how do I attach it to the carriage itself? Like how does it get attached to here? Do I just like zip tie it and just kind of hope for the best kind of thing? Like how does, you know, yeah, this attaches to these, but how does this attach to this? Do I just kind of zip tie it to the tool head and call it a day? Oh, the Terminator thing? The Terminator. We need to terminate it. Terminatingly. There we go. Okay. There we go. If you have to ask, you can't afford it. Okay, so delete all that. So we're gonna need the Terminator. We need 4 of these. Okay. And then we're gonna need clip springs. Okay, so how many of these should I have? So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 4 is 12. So let's make 12. Set number of instances, 12. Let's do 16 just to be safe. That should be safe, okay. Alright, so now this is Fiberology 40D. Matte Flex 40D. We're going to print this structural. Discard. Print settings. I'm going to do 3 walls, 5 top, 4 walls, and then infill. There's no infill. There we go. No infill. Okay, but this is on my Mark IV, Prusa Mark IV. Is that an S? No, that's just a regular Mark IV. Mark IV. Input shaper. There we go. Transfer. There we go. Structural. Yeah, keep. Okay. There we go. Slice down. Four by 4 is 16. You are right. That's why I changed it to 16. Math is math. How do I computer? I forget how to computer. Who can tell me how computer work? And we're going to print this on gold. Gould? Gould? Okay. So here's the thing. I got to figure out now. I'm gonna have to wait for that. Yeah, you know what? What time are we at anyways? 12:52. Okay. So we got to wait for that to print because we're gonna want that, I think. Because we got to figure out exactly how everything goes so that we can start faffing around. So I guess I can put the rest of the backpack together because I think this just kind of mounts to the back here. This just kind of goes here. And then we have a cover piece that kind of just covers it, I think. I don't know how this attaches. It goes like that. Okay, so that goes like that. And then we have this piece, I think. Yeah, so this. Okay, I think I know how this goes. Dude, this is looking good. Now that we're actually getting, like, yes, I know, I fully admit this build series has taken a lot longer than I would have hoped. But for good reason. It's, you can't stall perfection or something. I don't know. Okay, so that's that. That goes there. Fanny pack install. Okay, so those are heat sets, so we've got to put some heat sets in. Any thoughts on this first index? So index, I think, is a much better turnkey solution for those that just want to get multicolor, multi-material, quick and easy, okay? Index is a much quicker, easier turnkey solution with the downside of it is a lot more limited in your options. For example, each one of these has chibi tubes in it. Each one of these is capable of doing 50 to 60 millimeters cubed a second of flow. You're not doing that with an index. Okay, each one of these can also take V6 nozzles. So if you have a lot of V6 nozzles for specific use cases, like Diamondbacks, for example, you have those options there. You can have like a Diamondback nozzle, a high flow brass nozzle, and then 2 regular nozzles. Like you have a lot more ability to customize. Sorry, I got like a frog in my throat. Oh, okay, and I unmuted. Okay, anyways. So dry. Our air conditioner kicked on for the first time yesterday, so I think it just kind of like, everything's just stuffy. But index is, I think, in my opinion, a much better option for those that want like just a straight turnkey solution. They have an existing printer that they just want to add multicolor, multi-material to it. Okay. And they want the benefits of a tool changer versus going with like an MMS, like this. Like for example, in case you haven't noticed, the print didn't finish. That's because this cardboard spool like stopped rewinding and the filament got tangled. So the print failed because that happens with an MMS system. You don't got to worry about that with the tool changer. So when the index hits the market, does that mean things like the stealth changer and the emu and the vivid are going to die? No, because they all serve their own purposes. They all kind of have their own little niche that works for them. Okay, put some magnets in. So it's good to have healthy options in the market. You don't want stagnation, right? Stagnation is how you get every printer is a 256 millimeter cubed Core XY, and we all download stuff from Thingiverse, or we all have V-wheel bed flingers. Stagnation is not good. You don't want stagnation. You want options. You want options, which that's what tomorrow's video on the channel is about. Is basically, I don't want to see everything become sloppified. Those really don't want to stay in there. Yeah, whatever. Are you printing? What are you doing? Prusa printer, what are you doing? Froze on me. Where did I put the magnets? Oh, here they are. Index will be good for mailing films because of the footprint of docks. Yeah, like index is a great option for a lot of people. But again, if you want to run ultra high flow hot ends, well, you can't do that with an index system. Simple as that. You want to use nozzle options other than those that are offered by the index system. Well, obviously then you can't use the index system. It's... Wow, these really don't want to go in too deep. There we go. That attaches to that like that. Oh, I gotta put some heat sets in there. So that can attach to that. Yeah, these were supposed to be accent colors and whatnot. It's the back of the printer. It's all printed in black. Black ABS. Can get it in any color you want, as long as it's in black. Go. 10 mil. How long is that screw? M316? M316s, okay. I guess it makes sense. Probably update the firmware on some of these printers. It's been a while. There we go. Rajdi, 13 months. Happy Fun Time Adventures. Put some VHB on the back. Cool. So that goes there and lines up with the bottom of that. And then we have some ECAS stuff, which that all goes there, which I haven't printed any of this, so that's a future me print. And then we have the cover, which we gotta put some magnets on. More magnets, the better. Just got a package of Sunloop PLA Midnight. Nice. Yeah, it's a lot easier when you have actual instructions to build stuff. Well, it is a bit annoying when stuff doesn't want to fit in properly. It's just a cover plate, right? There you go. I hate trying to push stuff in on an angle. It doesn't want to go in. It's like go in, but you're on an angle. There we go. There, good enough. And then I gotta put some in there. And where did I put them? Where did I put my magnets? There. So this is going to be fun because I went ahead and put these magnets in already without checking orientation. Oh, you know what it is? I think these magnets are thicker than normal. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the magnets are just thicker than normal. Nope, that magnet's gone on an adventure. It will turn up in 20 years. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. And that goes like that. Okay, so I do have to print this little divider thingamabobber. I mean, I don't have to, but it'd be nice. Okay. So that is that. That is that. So that is that. It literally just VHP's on. It just VHP's on the back. Problem is, I can't put this in yet because I don't know exactly. Because we need to figure out exactly where all these need to sit. So this may move up, this may move down. So that goes here. So this may end up being up here, may go up. So I'm not gonna put it on yet. There we go. That's cool. And then this goes on top. Voila. So let me print these. What are these parts called? ECAS bridge. So, user mod, so cable management, STLs, fanny pack, STLs, brackets, main? No. Where is this? What is this part called? ECAS bridge. ECAS bridge. No. So fanny pack. So what's this top part called? STLs. Umbilical? Waron. TPU version? Tool. ECAS panel. Okay, so it's this and this. Okay. And then I have to use a lot of ECASs for this. There's no like directly printed version of this. You know what? I'm just gonna. What's the difference between these? ECAS bridge, ECAS funnel. Like here's the panel, but like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 7 of those. So download that. Download that. So what's the difference? Okay, oh, I see, it's a funnel. Okay, so funnel, bridge. I see. We're gonna go with funnel. Or actually, no. I want the Bowden to go right through it. What is this on the bottom? Huh. I mean, I could just have the cables just kind of hang out. Like, I'm not too concerned about that part. I'll just leave those out. I will just let the cables come out wherever they come out. I honestly don't care. TPU's printing. So now we're pretty much ready for, yeah, we're gonna have to wait. So how are you supposed to attach these? Did we figure that out? How are these supposed to attach to the tool head themselves? Or do they, oh wait, we have the Terminator thing. That's printing right now. Okay. So yeah, we gotta wait for those things to print. And then I think we're golden. I think we're golden at that point. I just gotta figure out where to actually mount everything, where everything needs to be happy, because either this needs to come down or this needs to go up. We can't have this angle because as the tools come out to go down, they're gonna be hitting, right? So I do want to have like the proper fittings and everything so that we can properly bind everything up so that everything is moving as realistic as it will when we do have it fully set up, so that we can make sure that everything is mounted in the right position. Because the last thing I want to do is set it all up and it not work because, oh, I didn't bother to line it up properly or something, right? I want this to be kind of proper. So it looks like we got to wait for this print to finish. So I might as well put it on the camera so you guys have something to look at. So let's get you over here. And we can watch printer print printingly. Who wants to watch a printer print printingly? I mean, I don't need that. There we go. Printer printing printingly. Damien, PLN 45. Cheers and appreciate. Can't change currency to CAD. Stupid YouTube. Cool stuff. Cheers. It automatically does the conversion, I believe. I think it automatically does the conversion. So you don't have to. You can donate in whatever your local currency is, and YouTube will auto convert it. So, okay, so those are supposed to go like that. Okay, my kit did not come with anywhere near enough ECASs to do this. So I'm just gonna have the boating tubes just kind of, because I don't know how I'm gonna put filament on this, because the goal is this printer. On the bottom shelf, I have the Core 1L, then I have the Trident, the Seaboard Trident, and then I have a space where I have a resin printer where I'm gonna move, and this is where this is gonna live. So I'm gonna have to put all the filament on one side, I think. Or above and feed it. I'll have to figure out filament. Do I take peanuts? I take whatever YouTube takes. Unless you want to skip YouTube and just throw me money directly to the PayPal. Then I take whatever PayPal takes. So what I think is we'll end the stream at 1:30 today. Don't forget, there will be a video on the channel tomorrow. I'm going to edit it after the stream ends. I don't think it needs a lot of editing. It's mostly a talking head video. I am trying to finish up a video for this weekend as well to come out while I'm at event. So if you want to see those videos early, consider becoming a channel member or a Patreon supporter, or if you luck out, somebody might gift you a membership because you get videos early if you're a channel supporter directly. So that's always cool. Come on, fill up the tank. Fun fact, it only takes like half an hour to fill this up. They have like a much bigger, a much fatter tube to fill that machine up now. The new booster has 2 quick disconnects. Does it have 2 QDs? Is that how it's able to throw in more fuel? And then don't forget, we are doing the giveaway with Polymaker for some free filament at the end of stream. So we're going to be doing the draw at 1:30. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description. Enter for your chance. Do that now, because you don't want to miss out when we do that giveaway at the end of stream there. Okay, while that's doing that, are there screws we can put away? There are. I can probably start putting some screws away. Yeah, I really wish I knew where like all the fittings that were supposed to come with this kit for like the ECAS and whatnot were at, because I don't really see any. I really don't see any, which is a little kind of disappointing. So I don't know where all the fittings were. Did the kit come with them and I just missed it, or what? Because this is looking pretty good. Oh, I don't have the camera on it anymore. This is starting to look pretty good in terms of thing. We just got to figure out where everything's going to live. Luckily, it's all adjustable. That's the good thing. The downside of doing it this way is it's taking it much longer. But on the plus side, it is fully customizable. So if we, if I figure out we need to drop this an inch, we just undo 4 screws and I can drop this whole thing. So if we realize it goes here, it goes here. So that's kind of one of the advantages of this setup, is we're not tied in to where anything kind of goes. We can just kind of figure it out as we go. So we'll have to figure that out. We will have to figure that out. Uh-oh. Well, oh, it's slid out. That's why. Uh-oh. Ah! Uh-oh. 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 Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Woo! Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. I think we're good. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Woo! Uh-oh. I just had to mess with it. I know. But yeah, this is what I mean though, because I'm okay losing some Zed. We also have the top hat, which I do have to reprint. I was gonna reprint it, but I gotta retune the Venture XL. I wanna actually play around with it to see if I can get rid of it. But we do have this much extra of height, I guess, because this will go on top of it. So we do have an extra 2 inches above the top of the frame, roughly, for extra room for the Bowdens and everything to live. So we can adjust however much clearance we need. People were telling me I need 200 millimeters of clearance for this to work properly from the top of the tool head. And I'm assuming that's from the top of the highest point on the tool head, which is the, I'm assuming when people say we need 200 millimeters of clearance, I'm assuming they mean from this point right here, not like the extruder body, but I'm assuming they're meaning from like this point here where the cable attaches. So right now, where we're at, it's like 180, 170. And that gives us, in terms of clearance for Zed, like 250 millimeters. So from the bottom of these plates, right, from here, the bottom here, to the bed is about 250 millimeters. I don't know if this is the reference point or not, because also, just for lining up, I can always slide the bed back, because this is a 12-inch bed, but I have 330 millimeters of XY travel. So I can slide the bed back, and have this entire thing, because right now it's centered. Right now the bed's centered in that 330 millimeter volume, but I could shift the bed back 15 millimeters and still get the whole bed, because the bed is a 300 bed in a 330 print volume. And if I line this up, let me see here. Let me get it to an angle where you can see. Do that. There you go. So if we line it up, you can see right there. So this is a bigger flex plate. If I slide this bed back, technically I clear all of these docks. So I can print all the way up to like here. So we'll have to play around with it. I don't know why. Drink more gamer subs. Use code Canuck. Save some money. Every tool had it. Yeah, it's all USB. It plugs into all these cables. Plug into this guy on the back. Which is a USB hub, essentially. So they all plug into one USB hub. So all the tool heads are their own thing. Stock tap. Well, I can't go higher than what it is right now with the top hat that I already printed. I got to reprint it because it warped. But I can't go higher than that because the goal is the printer is going to live in this shelf. So however high this shelf is, that's as high of a printer I can make. So that's why we use Tallboy for the basis of this, because Tallboy gives me the ability to basically fit this in the frame without putting a top hat on. I didn't want to use the kit top hat because one, this is an oddball size frame, so I would have to cut all the extrusions. And two, I want it as compact as possible. I want it to be a single piece. I don't want a separate top hat. I want the whole printer to be one piece. So yes, we're sacrificing Zed. Our belts are longer than they need to be. Our rails are longer than they need to be, but we already had them. So it's not like it's costing me anything. It's just print volume we're losing. So it is what it is. Can you show the top hat? It's literally just a printed rectangle. I printed on the Venture XL, but I printed it in ABS and it warped in the corners because I printed it when it was like -10 degrees Celsius in my garage because I'm a big brain person printing ABS in a freezing garage. So I'm gonna reprint it in PETG because it's a top hat. There's no forces on it. So I'm just gonna reprint it in like red PETG or something. So I don't have to worry about it warping. So, and then we got to figure out how to properly enclose this, but that's a future me problem as well. So, but it's getting there. It's getting there. It is getting there. And we got those parts are printing happily. Would this be compatible? Technically, yes, but you'd have to build all new tool heads, I think. Look into what Teaching Tech did with his SV08 tool changer, if you already have an SV08 and you want to make a tool changer. So. Printed it neon orange, hunter orange. I don't think I have neon hunter orange, otherwise I would. I'm printing it in red because that's like the printer so far. It's red. It's black and red. You know, it's like a darker red because this is a carbon fiber red. So. Ooh, the new Godzilla trailer came out. Oh, I gotta watch that. I gotta watch that. Godzilla -0. Ooh. The last Godzilla movie is so... I love the fact that there are two types of Godzilla movies that are still being made, and they are both awesome in their own right. We have the stupid, cheesy, over-the-top American Godzilla, which is just big monster and monkey fight shit, which is awesome. And then you have, like, Japanese Godzilla, which is, like, introspective, like, critique on humanity, and big monster break shit. I love how we have like two streams of Godzilla. They're completely different and they're both awesome. I love it. As dumb as the MonsterVerse is, I freaking love it. It reminds me so much of like the cheesy like movies that we used to get. We need to bring back dumb cheesy movies that are fun. If you haven't seen it, go watch. If you haven't seen it, go watch Godzilla -1, and then also watch Shin Godzilla, because it's like you spilt the little Evangelion in my Godzilla movie, and it's pretty good. So watch Shin Godzilla. I haven't watched Monarch yet. I've heard it's actually okay. I've heard it's pretty good. And we got 5 minutes left before we do the draw. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance. We will be doing that draw at the end of stream, which is in 5 minutes. Have I watched the Japanese? I've seen a bunch of them. Like, growing up, I was born in '88, I grew up in the 90s. They had a lot of that shit just playing on bunny ears. We had bunny ears when I was a kid, and pirated cable, but everyone had pirated cable back then. So I watched a lot of stuff on bunny ears, and they would play like the old Godzilla movies on like random PBS online, or not PBS, but like the random, you know, those channels that just play old movies, and I've seen a bunch of them. I remember just being completely like confused as heck watching Godzilla versus Mothra with the little people, like not like dwarf people, like little people. And it was like just the weird pre-CGI effects they used for it. It's like, that's weird. If you like free run, watch Witch Hat Altier. What's it called? Witch Hat Altier? Witch Hat Altier. Which one is that? Oh, is that the one? Did that one just start? Did that one just start as an anime? Yeah, there's only 3 episodes yet. Okay, I might watch that. Might wait for it to end. How was the new Mario? I went with the little guy and the wife to watch it. We made a little Sunday movie trip last weekend to go see Godzilla. And I will be, not last weekend that just passed, the previous weekend, whenever it came out, whenever Mario came out. I'll be honest, that movie was, I will summarize the Mario movie very quickly here. I don't have my keys on me, but like, imagine this is my keys. Jingle, jingle, jingle. Look, look, look. Jingle, jingle, jingle. Mario, Mario, Mario. Look, it's Mario, Mario and Luigi. Oh, here's Bowser Jr. Oh, look, look, a Gooba. Look, look, look. That is the movie. There is nothing of depth or substance to that movie at all. There is no character. You think there's some character development going on, and then it just like, it's like, you know, primetime TV show, status quo. Everything's back to the status quo by the end. It is very, very, very much a completely inoffensive kids movie, but it's Illumination. And then also I found out a lot of it has to do with Miyamoto. Apparently Miyamoto hates story in video games. He is all about the gameplay, and basically like that's the reason Mario games have zero story, other than, oh, Bowser took Peach, oh, go save him, Mario. That's like all the story, and a gimmick, right? You take Bowser steals Peach, and then it's a Mario game, same as the last one, but with a new gimmick. Because Miyamoto does not want story in video games. That's like one of his things. And I guess they kind of pushed that on the movies. Like, nope, we can't have any, like, nope, it's about the fun. And it's like, yeah, but I want some character development here. Which is why, like, Mario RPG, like, as Mario RPG has to do completely its own thing, because you can't have character development. So. But it was visually very appealing. It looked really good. Star Fox was in it. Star Fox was in it more than freaking Rosalina, and was actually like a critical part of the plot. So I kind of actually want a Star Fox movie now, because they made like a little animated like recap thing. Also, that he shits on Slippy, which is awesome. But it's like Star Fox, oh, you get to barrel roll. He said do a barrel roll. That's the movie. That is the movie. It is completely inoffensive. You do not need to think about anything. If something is happening on screen and you don't like it, in 2 minutes, don't worry about it, because it's completely past that point. Like, it is literally random set piece to random set piece to random set piece to the end. It is making billions and billions of dollars because it's Mario. Oh, so it's gonna start. Yeah, I'm wondering if they are gonna make a Star Fox game, because they did. Because they are talking about it, like they showed off Star Fox. It's like, why would they have Star Fox? And that's why. I'm wondering if they are gonna make new Star Fox stuff. Because it's like, why would they bring Star Fox? Although Samus was in it. Well, Samus's ship was in it, so that was kind of cool. But it was like an Easter egg. Although I will say, my son, he was locked the fuck in for that entire movie. Like, we bought him a little kid's popcorn. Also, oh my god, when me and my wife go to a movie, we don't buy anything. We go to the movie, we buy our tickets online, we go to a matinee show, middle of the day on like a Saturday or a Friday or whatever. So we go matinee show, we show up 5 minutes before the movie begins, and we walk right into the theater, we sit down, we watch the movie, and then we leave, okay? We don't buy popcorn, because we bought the little guy a kid's popcorn combo. So little pop, little bag of popcorn, and a bag of like snacks, like shitty gummy snacks, and it was $25 freaking. And I was like, no, he didn't eat them. He barely drank the pop, and he ate like a couple bites of popcorn, because he was just the entire movie just like locked in. He was locked the F in for the entire movie. So he enjoyed it. He enjoyed it. Although when we got home, we wanted to watch it on TV, and it's like, you can't do that, buddy. It's in movie theaters. You have to wait for it to finish being in movie theaters. Okay, let's do this giveaway. Let's do this giveaway. If you haven't entered, I will give you, here's your 1 minute reminder. Here is your 1 minute reminder. If you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, do it right now. You got like 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah, I was half expecting at the end of it to have Link walk out of a portal and go to Mario and be like, Mario, I need to talk to you, or actually be like, hiya, hiya, hiya. And then Zelda would walk through and be like, Mario, we need to talk to you about the Super Smash Brothers initiative. I fully expected something like that at the end of the movie. Like, that would actually be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool, because they've kind of established that now, that there is the Mario Nintendo cinematic universe, because Pikmin show up in it, Star Fox is in it, you see cameos from like Samus and whatnot, there's other non-Mario characters in this movie, so there technically is the Nintendo cinematic universe. They're making a Zelda movie, apparently that just finished filming, so I fully expect them to make a Super Smash Brothers movie at some point. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Okay, let's do this giveaway. Let's do this giveaway. Did I see Project Hail Mary? Yes, I did. And I really want to see the 4-hour extended cut. Apparently, like, the first cut of that movie is like 4 hours long. And then well, actually, apparently the first one's like 6 hours long. And then they edited it down to 4 hours. And then they edited it down to what it is now. And I'm like, I want it all. I want more. I want more Redditor and space rock spider buddy cop shit. Yeah, they need to keep Link mute in the Zelda movie, except for one part where he goes, "Excuse me, princess." Okay, so we got 220 people. Where's Steve? Steve Weatherman, are you okay, buddy? I haven't seen, where's Steve at? Okay, 220, random, bots, 220. Oh, this is the horrible one. Here, we'll do a different random one. We'll do this one. Okay. Yeah, Project Hail Mary is such a, it's hope core. We need more hope core movies. Pure hopium. Okay, how this works is if you win, you get a free spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your ball and your ball wins, you get a free hat. Right here, who is this? Man of the Croc. If you win, you get a free hat along with your spool of filament from Polymaker. Good luck. Exclamation mark Zoom Zoom makes your ball go faster. Exclamation mark Gullible makes everyone else go slower. Like the smash button, ring the bell, and be subscribed to the channel. It'll grease your ball up and make it go even faster. And then again, housekeeping. I will be at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Fest this weekend, so don't expect a normal stream Friday or Saturday. But I will try to and most likely do a stream at the event itself, either on the Saturday or the Sunday, but I don't know exactly when or what time or whatever. So join the Discord if you have it, exclamation mark Discord in chat. We'll link you to it because when I go live, I'll do like an at everyone in the Discord, or I'll get somebody in the Discord to do an at everyone. So yeah. And the most fun I had in some time. Yeah, Smurf was fun. Smurf was fun. Oh, gee, did you see that threading of the needle? Jean-Phil. That was oh, Jean-Phil, you might have snatched it with that. That was you threaded the needle. Oh, Jean-Phil. 5-8, 3-8. Congratulations, Jean-Phil. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. Golf claps in chat. Golf claps in chat. Okay. So, Jean-Phil won. Let me pull this up here. There we go there. Giveaways. There we go. Yeah, that was... he threaded the needle with that one. Get this set up here. No. Oh my god. And there. Okay. So again, no regular stream Thursday, or correction, no regular stream Friday because I will be traveling. And this weekend as well. No guaranteed what time there will be a stream, but there will be a stream from Smurf at the event itself. Maybe I will do a Friday stream somehow. I'll try and figure something out. We'll see. We'll see. But regular streams will resume next Tuesday, so we won't be seeing this printer till next Tuesday. I may try and sneak in a pre-Smurf or pre-Rocky Mountain stream tomorrow, but we'll see, because I do want to try finish filming and editing a video tomorrow for the channel as well. So we'll see. And I also got to finish packing. I haven't packed anything yet. I got to do that. I should probably do that. And then also, if you're a channel member, Patreon supporter, or you're lucky and somebody gifted you a channel membership, or you just get one now, $2 a month, you can sign up below. Tomorrow's video will be available later this afternoon for channel members. So that was fun. Shout out to LDO Motors. They provided the hardware for the Stealth Changer conversion kit that we are building right now. Also shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Links to all of them and more in the video description below. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel. If you are heading out, if you are in the Denver, Colorado area, head up to Loveland this weekend for Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Fest. Come say hi. I'll be there. A bunch of people from the Boron team will be there, and a bunch of other cool people from 3D printing will be there as well. Should be a banger. And for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create, without your continued support. You make it all possible. I'm Taylor, Canuck creator. Build things that build things, and I will see you in the future. Also, go wash your hands. Goodbye.